Hey guys, welcome back to another video by your favorite YouTuber, Sir Sorrow. Today I am here with the talented Natasha, and yeah, I'm just going to be interviewing her about her art and things like that. So yeah, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I feel like I should be the one who's feeling welcome because like you've invited me into this very lovely space.
Yeah. Now I'm glad to have you here.
Awesome. Yeah, for those of you who are watching at home, like we are, what road is this again? Enterprise. Yeah.
The President's.
Yeah, the President's Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically where Tash is based, and if you have any inquiries, you can just hit her up, and yeah, you can make an appointment to see her. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the interview. All right, so Tash, you are a very talented individual, and like there are many different definitions of an artist. Like some people make music, some people make videos, right? So what is it exactly that you do?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm a visual artist and I specialize in painting and illustration.
Okay.
But I studied fine art at the University of Pretoria, and they offered a range of things in their program, like photography, drawing, painting, sculpture, design, woodwork, steelwork, just the whole shindig. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I've got a bunch of questions that some of you have asked and that I've put together, and I'm just going to be referencing them through my phone and just asking Natasha some questions. And if you guys have any questions at home, just let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to ask Natasha, and then I'll just try and reply you based off her answers. Okay. Right. So yeah, this is the first person that I've interviewed who's made me sign a contract.
Oh my gosh, Russell,
no, literally. No, literally, because yesterday when we were going through the details of like how today is gonna go and whatnot, you said to me, you're like, okay, I'm gonna send through the contract, and I'm like,
Contract?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Then you explained to me that you know there are a lot of scammers out there and stuff like that, so you just have to.
Yeah. So I believe like when you create an artwork, it becomes your intellectual property. As soon as you put that pencil to paper, it's yours, you own it. So I just have to protect my intellectual property. Not that you're a scammer, but maybe when I'm rich and famous, you might sell my work. So yeah, that's why I sent you a contract.
Okay, nah, that's awesome. So for any up and coming artists out there, please make sure that if you do any interviews or things of this sort, just make sure you have like a contract, you know, because yeah, people do take advantage. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the "this is business" meme right here.
This is business.
This is my sweat.
I know, but I did business.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, just to spice it up. Okay, so when did you realize you had a passion for making art?
I always enjoyed art and literature in high school, but I never really knew what I wanted to do up until maybe my final year in university. And that was quite late. I just went with what I was good at.
Yeah.
And I only like realized in my fourth year that I'm graduating as a professional artist, and you can actually believe that this is a job, although it's non-conventional, it's still a job, and I'm making a job out of my passion. So yeah, that's when I realized it was recent.
Awesome. Before we move on to the other questions, I want to ask you, you said that being an artist is non-conventional. Especially if you grew up in a Zimbabwean household.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Yeah.
It's very disheartening because some parents don't allow their children to be creative, and they end up going into professions that they end up hating, and they might pass that mindset onto their children as well. So I think it's kind of sad, and I'm very grateful for my mom and the fact that she allowed me to pursue this career path. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I share your sentiments. I feel like, especially with the older generation, like they've been boxed into this mentality that, you know, they're only like 3 or 4 professions. You can either be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, or an engineer, right? When there's so much untapped creativity in Zimbabwe. Yeah, because like there's so many Zimbabweans out there, like Munashe, is it Charissa? I'm sorry. Munashe Charissa. No, I really am.
If you're watching
yeah,
this.
if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
That's not your own.
No, come on. I watch Real Housewives of Zimbabwe. Okay, come on. Yeah. Munashe Charissa. I'm pretty sure it's Charissa.
Yeah. Then you feel alone, you know. Don't feel like alone. Because, you know, sometimes can you feel alone, number one on the smiles.
Yeah, Munashe Charissa, we've got Munya Chawawa. I don't know if you see. Yeah, he's got some pretty interesting videos.
Yeah.
And like Zimbabweans are all over the place. They're creating amazing work. Absolutely. But then it's just sad that, you know, Zimbabwe doesn't really cultivate that as much as other countries do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But do you think that's something that's going to change within the coming years?
I think it is actually changing because the creative community in Zim is actually quite large and it's out there. You just have to be in the right circles and talking to the right people and talking about the right things. So I think it is going in the correct direction, and there's actually a competition coming up, the Zimbabwean Visual Awards, and they've got their categories like sculpture, craft making, print making, and painting as well. So I think we're definitely going in the right direction.
Nice. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on with these questions. Okay, would you say that you are your toughest critic?
Absolutely. I'm really hard on myself, especially when I'm creating an artwork, because I have an artwork right now that I've been making for about 3 months. But every time I look at it with fresh eyes, I want to change something, but I can't keep doing that because I need to put it out for the world to see. So there's definitely that hidden fear of putting something out and being judged by everyone, but it's part of being an artist. Yeah.
No, I definitely feel you. That's me when it comes to music.
Yeah.
I think that's why it takes me so long to record.
Yeah.
Because, you know, one day I just listen to a beat, I write some lyrics to it, and it sounds so fresh.
Yeah.
But then after listening to it like a few weeks later, I'm like, nah, I want to change this, I want to change that.
Every day is kind of different.
So would you say you're a perfectionist?
No, I don't think I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
Yeah. I just like putting out work that I believe is good quality.
Nice.
Yeah,
we definitely need that. Okay, so take us through your creative process. Like, what inspires you to start a piece? And just take us through your creative process. What's it like?
Okay, so since I'm based in Zim and I'm local, most of my inspiration comes from Zim, like day-to-day activities like walking in town or looking at, for example, in the home and the household, like standard Shona cultural values. So that's where I draw my inspiration and my source images from. And then most of my work start as digital illustrations. And then it depends what feel the customer's going for, whether they would want it as a painting or as a digital illustration. So that's generally my process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the longest amount of time you've taken to complete one of your pieces?
I would say 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was because it was like a size A0, which is like the biggest standard size, and it was 2 of them. And it was my first ever client for my business. So I wanted it to be good.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, 4 weeks. For me,
but also, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Creating an academic environment is also different because they give you deadlines of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so you have to really crunch in those hours to get the work done. if you don't get it done, you fail. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure that's sort of prepared you for what you're doing now, right?
I'm more disciplined now.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could describe your art in 3 words, what would they be?
It's a tough one. Abstract, vibrant,
Okay.
immersive.
Nice. Abstract.
That was off the top of my head.
Hey, you people, you better grab a dictionary, okay?
Immersive in it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hot boom. What? Bam. Hold on. Kablam!
What? Grenade?
Yeah, she went to school.
Yeah.
She went to school. Okay. What are some of the biggest challenges you face as an artist?
Okay, as an artist in Zim, like we talked about, there isn't really maybe an appreciation for fine art as much as, for example, Paris or Germany or South Africa. So definitely getting recognized as a fine artist has been a challenge, but I've overcome it. And there's always this thing for Zimbabweans that, you know, once you go international, you go big. And I sort of have like a problem with that because I want people to appreciate artists whilst they're still in Zim.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's also another challenge. Building a business was a challenge as well, as it would be for anyone. But we definitely had that guidance in my 4th year. We had like an entrepreneurial course that guided us to how to position yourself in the art industry and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you right now, like, do you have any mentors, or you're pretty much just doing everything like by yourself? Do you have anyone that you lean to for advice, that you go to when you're stuck?
Okay, yeah. My older sister, Tamari.
Oh, nice.
She's also an artist, so we're the 2 artists in the family,
Hey.
and we're proud of it.
Nice.
We're proud of introducing that direction into the family. But living with her is definitely an inspiration because she also creates her own work and she has her own process. So we often have like deep conversations just in the middle of the day, and my mom won't understand like, what are these kids talking about? She'll think we're talking about something shady, but we're not. We discussing someone else's artwork, for example, or how can we expand this idea further, or read this thesis, read this book. This could inspire your work further. So yeah, she's definitely the person I lean on the most.
Okay. And for everyone watching at home who's going to be interested in your amazing art, can we because Tamari is more into photography, right?
Yeah.
So can we expect any collaborations between the 2 of you, like
Yes.
some mega projects?
Yes. My sister and I and my mom, we believe in vision boards.
Oh, nice.
So it's actually something that I didn't like want to do, but I've done it and it's worked for me because actually like 50% of the things that I put in my vision board have come through, and one of the things on my vision board is a collaboration between my sister and I. So it's definitely in the works.
Awesome.
And it is going to happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so in music we've got the Grammys. In movies we've got the Oscars. In television we have the Emmys. So in the art world, like, what's considered to be the highest award or the highest achievement that you can get in the art space?
There are a lot of art competitions out there that grant you awards, but I think the biggest award you can have is being fulfilled by your own work and not looking for validation elsewhere. Like some of the competitions, not to be like disrespectful, but they're for decoration. They're not really looking for talent, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say that there is like corruption in at some of these awards shows? Like, for example, I'm sure you've been to a few, and then you felt like one artist should have won, and then another one did, and you know it's a trend. Do you think there's some of that?
I wouldn't say there's corruption,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe more so that it's a predominantly white industry, and it's only recently that black artists have started putting themselves forward and their work and showing how diverse we can be. So maybe in that aspect, in the competitions, that's something that award shows are now considering, like looking at Africa. For example, Netflix is in Africa, Amazon is coming to Africa. So Africa is the place to be right now.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And not just, I feel like it applies to not just art, but like different things.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like the film industry in North America or in Europe, the films that they produce are pretty much the same, like same storylines. But then Africa has so many untold stories.
Yeah, definitely.
So many, and we've got rich culture, history. So yeah, I definitely do believe that there's a shift.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so we talked about signing a contract and whatnot. So have you ever been scammed?
No, I've never been scammed, but
Okay.
my sister has.
Ah.
But I can't discuss that.
You can't just, okay, all right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
So yeah, again, please just make sure that you sign contracts, guys. Please, contracts help. Have people ever asked you to do like free commissions for them, like free paintings or whatnot?
Yes, absolutely. Every single time I meet someone and they ask, what do you do? And I say, I'm an artist. Oh, so like, can you draw me? That's like the standard question across the board for artists. But yeah, I've never done a free commission unless it's for family.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah, you have to secure the bag. Yeah, you have to secure the bag. No, because it really does take a lot. The whole creative process, it takes
And
a
you
lot.
have to take it seriously because it's a profession.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're using your own resources,
Yeah.
your own time, so it's
Yeah.
fair that you get compensated accordingly.
Absolutely.
Right. Are you in the NFT space?
Yes, I am.
Okay, nice.
I'd say I'm like half in the NFT space and
What-
half still in the traditional art space.
Okay, all right. So, where can we find some of your pieces?
I've got works up on OpenSea and on Wearable. Those are the two platforms I'm on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other platforms, you sort of have to apply for the portfolio or you have to be invited. So that's where there's kind of like elite, how do you pronounce it?
Elitism?
Elitism, there we go. Elitism in the NFT space.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I learned something new today. Awesome.
Yeah.
So bringing me back to what I was talking about earlier, Gary V, he basically just posted an idea. He said that one way he sees artists making money is when they sell NFTs of unfinished pieces.
Okay.
So is that something that you would consider? Let's say you start working on something and then you're like, this line is too slanted or whatever, and then you just leave it and then you sell that as an NFT. Is that something that you would consider?
Not personally, but I feel like if you are, for example, an established artist, for example, let's say Picasso were to still be alive and put his unfinished works up as NFTs, he's already built that clout for himself, so people would still buy into that NFT even though it's unfinished.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So one day when you're on that level, would you consider doing that then?
Still no. No, I wouldn't.
No.
Well, the audience wouldn't know that it's unfinished. I would know that it's unfinished. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you sell work that you know is unfinished that's possible as
I don't know,
finished?
it's like bothering my spirit. That's not finished. Okay, close to finished.
Close to finished.
I can go with that. Yeah.
Have you did you read about the one guy who ran off with I can't remember the amount.
Yeah.
But the piece was called "Take the Money and Run."
Yes. I love that. I love that.
That guy was a genius.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him, honestly.
Because he really with art, you have to, I mean, it's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
So
Please actually put that in the video, like a picture of it, of the blank canvases.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
no,
actually genius.
it was
That
genius.
was actually genius.
Probably the easiest.
He really finessed.
He really
finessed
did.
the system, and that's something you can do in fine art in uni. Like you can really talk your way, and you could have like an unfinished piece.
Yeah.
But if you talk about it in a way that it's educated and finished, you can push those marks up. So you can definitely maneuver the system.
Okay, point taken. It's all about how you maneuver.
Yeah.
Right? If you're good at talking.
That word, nah, I don't know.
I
But yeah,
don't
there's
know.
always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a
Yes.
way.
Yes.
And you have to have the audacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
audacity has to be
Absolutely.
there. Then, yeah. Who are your top 2 favorite artists?
Okay, my first favorite artist, his name is Kehinde Wiley.
Okay.
He's an American painter, and he paints portraits very realistically. He painted a famous portrait of Obama and
Okay.
Michelle Obama as well. So I really look up to him because, actually admire him because he has the time and the luxury to finish an artwork that's like the size of a house.
Sure.
He has that clout, and he can work on an artwork for so long, and people won't question him because they know the finished product is gonna be absolutely amazing. So yeah,
Okay.
I want that luxury.
I'm sure you do. Okay, so that's one artist. 2 is another one of your favorite artists.
I like, in terms of photography, because I also dabble in photography.
Okay.
I like Zanele Mholi's work.
Okay.
I have to say they because she identifies as
As
they, but they are a top artist in South Africa and internationally, and I like the fact that they portray Black beauty in unconventional ways. So that's why I look up to them, because I also follow along in that path in terms of, I look at notions of Black identity in my work and African royalty. So those are some of my inspirations, and that's why I look up to her.
If you could work with any artist right now, who would it be and why?
Any artist? Well, Gary V, now that you've mentioned it.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary V, in the NFT space, because I feel like he knows so much, and he says things like 5 years ago and they come true like the next 5 years. So I'll definitely work alongside him and be inspired by him, because the NFT space is a difficult space to be in, especially as a Zimbabwean, because there are a lot of barriers, like buying crypto and all of that. Oh, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'll work with Gary V.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna tag him in a short video.
Yeah.
Hopefully he sees it. Okay, if you could be incredibly talented at anything other than being an artist, what would it be, and why?
Can it be like a superpower?
How? No, I mean,
Or you mean like in the arts world?
Other than being an artist.
Yeah.
Other than being an artist, like, would you be a professional athlete?
Oh,
Would
okay.
You,
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
I would love to be a world-renowned teacher of English literature.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's my
nice.
other passion.
Oh,
I love
okay.
words. Yeah.
Ah.
That's how to get to my heart.
So guys, if you're listening at home, if you're
Yeah.
tall, dark-skinned.
No, don't go to all of that. Just the words.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not gonna.
Intellect.
Yeah. Okay, all right. If you're
Yeah.
intellectual,
Yes.
right, then feel free to shoot your shot. We're gonna put her socials up and whatever. But yeah, just make sure you come through correct, please. We don't want any funny business.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Right, the last question is, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out as an artist?
Okay, it's gonna sound cliche, but believe in yourself, because no one else is gonna do it for you, and show up for yourself. If you show up for yourself, then people will show up for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so that was my interview with Natasha. I had an amazing time. I hope you guys had an amazing time as well watching this video. Is there anything else you want to add?
Thank you for having me. It's been lovely to actually have someone who wants to engage with my work and take me seriously in the fine art space. So I really appreciate that. And collaboration all the way, especially Zimbabweans, collaborate.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to, do this interview.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing more of your work.
Thank you.
And see you.
New art coming soon.
Exactly. New art coming soon. And yeah, we out.